Okay, we have the meeting of the Auburn Public Schools Master Plan Team for Tuesday, May 26th. I guess we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I think we would start off with a moment of silence for Joe Hamill, who passed away, a committee member who passed away since our last meeting. Thank you very much. Okay, citizen comments. We have no citizens, so therefore no comments. We have the minutes of the last meeting, which was February 19th. Any changes or additions, deletions?
I move that we accept the minutes as written.
Is there a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote. Okay, I guess what we're trying to do here is pretty much sum up what the whole process has been and where we stand. I think the thinking is this would be probably the last meeting until September once we're done, unless we get into big problems, which we don't anticipate. As far as the schedule, the actual construction is set to start on the 16th of June, and Joe is going to be in the week before that. He's done a whole lot right now to already take out some of the equipment that's there, and starting on the 13th and the 15th and 16th, he'll be emptying the rest of the building out, and then we'll be turning it over to Antonelli Construction, who is the general contractor. We've met with them, we've gone over the whole project, they've had all their subs in, we had a pretty good pre-construction meeting, a couple of small glitches, but it appears that we have everything worked out, so that being said, we anticipate a pretty good project. There is a whole lot going on in the school right now for this summer. That we can go over here in a minute, but it's going to be the coordination of the different trades, not just with the work that we're doing under the general contract, but there's also going to be paving done, there's going to be roofing done, there's going to be a new boiler put in, just a whole lot of equipment coming in right at the end of the project. So just to go over the things that we're doing, after the grease trap is put in out in the parking lot, we're going to finish up the paving that we did last year where in the lower parking lot and then wrapping around in the back. We'll be putting a new dumpster pad in there, and that will pretty much complete the work on the outside. So at the end of the project, the general contractor owns everything, getting everything ready, and then we've bought through a separate purchase order all of the new kitchen equipment. That's already been ordered. I think Joe at B&G Equipment is supplying the whole package.
Correct.
Correct, yep. And then at the same time, there is equipment in the schools that are being decommissioned that are going to be brought over, and there's also some of the equipment that we're going to be reusing. So Joe's going to be stockpiling that, and as they're ready for it, then the used equipment will be put in place and hooked up electrically and plumbing-wise too. So
How many pieces are going over?
you know, I don't have the exact count in front of me, but I want to say there's 14 new pieces.
Yeah, I think probably to sum it up, the serving line is getting replaced.
Right.
Okay, and the configuration of a new walk-in freezer and cooler, and a dishwasher. It might be a skillet for the kitchen area. Other than that, everything is being reused, whether it's from the current middle school now or from the two schools that are coming offline. So food service, they really did a good job identifying as much as possible that we can reuse. So,
You did a good job when you were replacing some of the equipment in those other schools too, so that it could be reused.
we did anticipate
Yeah.
this whole thing happening,
Yeah,
so there
and
was
you did
a
an
whole
excellent job.
sequence. Thank you. Like example, the stove over at Mary D. Stone, it's a fairly new electric stove. That's going to get relocated. Gas stove currently at 10 Swanson, they don't see a need for a gas stove, so that's going to be eliminated. Perfect. So it has been a lot of thought, and hopefully it will pay off.
And everything will be inside, the coolers, freezers, everything is inside, nothing out in the parking lot anymore, so, which is would be nice, a nice addition. While all that is going on, the MSBA program, which is the new roof, actually the new roof for both Bryn Mawr and Swanson Road, but the only one that really affects us is Swanson Road, is out to bid right now, and it's due in a couple of weeks. That work should be starting, we're thinking, somewhere around the first week in July. So there'll be quite a bit of coordination as far as how he gets access to the roof, who gets what. And we've got that pretty well worked out, and we have that broken out into the specs of the roof bid. So hopefully it's going to flow pretty good. At the same time, as a separate bid, Joe, the boiler.
Separate bid for the boiler.
The second boiler is also being replaced. That's also due in a couple of weeks. That work will also happen during the summertime, so they're going to have access from the back of the building, and there will have to be some removal of some material and whatnot, but it should flow pretty good once we get it. It'll have to be sealed off for probably a week or so, and then we should be able to work in there at the same time that the boiler people are working, so.
We had actually both our walkthroughs today for the roof and also for the boilers. And they did talk about the containment for the boiler, which is in a separate location. And it can be sectioned off that electrical workers still can get in to complete the kitchen work as well, while the two of them are going on.
Are they just removing asbestos in the boiler room, or is it?
Yeah,
throughout the whole,
we had all the asbestos downstairs in the kitchen area already removed last year, the elbows. This is primarily work just for the boiler room.
inside the boiler room? Sure.
Is, Mr. Chair,
Yes.
is that boiler kind of like designed like the Mary D. Stone one, that you, someday if there's natural gas, you could put a new jets in?
Well, we don't have that opportunity for natural gas there, but yes, the type of boilers that are there can be converted over to natural gas if that ever did.
So the brand new, the brand new ones?
They're brand new Vidaris boilers, so they can operate oil or gas.
How
You'd have
old-
to change out the burner.
How old is the main boiler?
The one that's taken out,
No,
one that we taken,
the one that's staying.
we replaced that probably 4 years ago. So that's staying, we replaced the pumps 4 years ago all through our CIP program. So what they're doing now is basically just removing a 16-section HP Smith and put it with a similar Vidaris boiler, so we'll be able to lead lag them, so it'll have a longer life expectancy.
Yep.
So and it serves also as our backup. So good. No downtime.
So while all that's going on, the classrooms, there are 31 classrooms that are getting new marker boards, changing from chalkboards to tack boards. And that contract has already been bid. It's already been awarded to a company down the Cape called New England Specialties. We've gone through the submittal process, released the submittals to them, and we're anticipating that work should be done, we're thinking, sometime in June. So hopefully they're going to be able to get in and get out. so that all of the classrooms in the building will have new whiteboards and tack boards on the front of the classroom and the back of the classroom.
Does that count like a smart board?
They are,
Those are already
Yes.
installed.
those are already
Already
installed,
there.
yeah. Yep,
And these boards are magnetic, and they'll be able to pretty much project right onto it.
yep, yep. And what they're actually being done is they're being placed within the old board, so, we didn't have the cost of the asbestos removal and that sort of thing, taking the old boards out. So it's a pretty good system. Actually fits right inside of it, so. The next thing that's happening, all of the lockers that are coming out, the little small 9-inch lockers are all coming out. Joe's got a company that's taking them on the 13th, I think. Before we start, they
Before we
will-
start, they'll be
Yep,
gone.
yep, they'll be gone. And they're gonna, instead of lockers, we're gonna have hooks, so that we have a piece of maple running the entire length of the corridor with hooks every 10 inches or 12 inches on center. And then above and below that will be a fabric material, a sisal wall covering material, in a dark burgundy, I think we've settled on. And it should look really, really neat in the corridors, so. The classroom doors are already done. We've installed new lock sets on all of them. We've replaced the old wood vision kits with new metal vision kits so that you can't break through it. Or it would be very difficult to break through it. And all of the classrooms have been painted, and the last two items, the lock sets and the vision kits, and all of the painting has been done by the custodians on site, and they've just done an incredible job, both from the quality of the work and the amount of money they saved us is astronomical. I think we were originally we had a placeholder of, I think, $80,000 for the painting, and it would well under 20, I think, in material.
Right, and that material that we're using is the exact same material that was spec'd out in the IFP for the painting project. So it's not like we got a lower quality grade of material. We use the exact same stuff that the vendors are actually going to provide.
Yep.
So, and they have, and they've done a fabulous job. There's no question about it. As of where we stand right now, I think there's only one classroom left that has to have an accent wall painted. Other than that, all our classrooms are already painted. Univents have been painted. They've been putting a lot of time and effort into it,
Yep.
and it shows.
That's fantastic, Jim.
Did you want to put those up, or it's up to you?
We actually we can show you a couple of the,
Is this on?
I haven't touched it on that.
Okay.
Is this one?
No.
It's about all I know how to do.
That's the most
you do it
important
well.
thing. You hit the on button. Well, you've got other good talents.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, I can sing.
Oh, you're fine.
No, I'm just...
Just checking if we cancel. Yes, definitely let's cancel it. If this goes through its updates, which it shouldn't, could take a bit.
I know everyone's dying to see what color they are.
Yeah, look how the walls are.
Should we take guesses while we wait?
Very white.
Through the chair, while this is loading, can you explain is the lock set and the vision kits, are those keyed?
The lock set is obviously the handle.
Yeah.
Yes, they are keyed. The vision kit is the window that's in the door.
Okay.
It originally had like a Lexan, piece of Lexan in it, and then some small pieces of wood that were just tacked in. You really could, you could almost
Up to
go
it.
right through them. So, new such, if you look at the new building over here, everything new, it's got an actual metal frame that screws together, and then it's got a piece of laminated glass in it, so that you can't, I'm not saying you can't break through, you
Right.
can break through anything, but it's difficult, so it's much more clear and a little bit wider too.
It's the new commission.
And you can still see into the classroom?
Oh, sure.
It doesn't obscure?
No, no,
Or
no,
obstruct
no.
vision?
It's clear glass, yeah, yeah. It's more a security thing than anything
Why
else.
didn't you go to kayak system, card system?
Well, I think we spent every nickel we could come up with, so, you know, realistically, it
Yeah,
is
it's expensive.
something that would, sure.
The nice thing about this lock system that we have is the teachers will have what they call lockdown keys, similar to what we have at the high school. So what your teachers will be able to do, no matter where they are, they'll be able to go into a classroom and lock it down.
So it's a universal lock? Universal key?
Through the inside, correct.
Okay.
Right, the outside, they're keyed differently. But this way here gives you the ability to lock down,
So if you're in a different room, you can lock the door from the inside.
From the inside. You know, you can also go into, as you talked about before, about a large bathroom, we
Yeah.
have that ability. We felt that if we just did that and not do the vision kits, we'd defeat the whole purpose, because you could just put your fist
Push,
right through it
yeah.
Yeah.
and unlock it. So
Yeah.
this, we couldn't do one without doing the other.
We're almost there.
Do those doors automatically open up for someone in a wheelchair?
I'm sorry?
Do those doors automatically open up for someone who might be in a wheelchair? Power buttons?
Not the classroom doors, no,
Okay.
no.
Usually anybody with a wheelchair would have an aid with them, I believe, too.
Yeah.
That's true, yeah.
True,
Yeah.
right. Okay. So now all you need to do,
Sure.
right here, just keep clicking.
The other thing
Just
is,
keep getting this
not
one.
to Joe can walk you through this, but this is the main entrance. Those have already been done. We've already replaced both the outside and the inside main entrance, so.
Okay, so this wasn't done by a professional photographer, it was done by me, so bear with me. Again, I think this is probably one of the best features that we have. It gained probably 20 feet in that main foyer.
Yep.
So if you remember before, it was very, very tight. So this is an accent color. Pretty blue. Now, I don't know if I should tell you now or later, but I didn't pick the colors. All right? And that is purple, in case you can't see that. There you go. So I believe the theme is, because it's an elementary school, they really wanted to have some bright, bright colors. And
Is there a rhyme or reason to it? You know what I mean? Are all the third grade one color? No? No?
no, I think we just kind of followed the sequence, the same pattern all the way through.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Red,
We
blue,
hope.
green, right? Yep.
red, blue,
Yep.
green.
Yep.
And if I missed a room, I'm sure someone will tell me, but that was the theme, to go all the way around.
Yep.
We didn't want to do sections, just because in case the grades change. So we thought if we follow the same theme, we'll be fine. It looks pretty sharp, it really does. And each classroom has its own accent wall, and the other walls would be almost like a linen white.
There's the new vision kit with the metal frame around the
Yeah.
window.
And as you can see, if we left the old glass here, you could certainly just put your hand through it and use the handle. This is pretty much unbreakable. And very simple to put in. We talked about this before, we upgraded our clock system. And here's our air conditioning units in each classroom. And they're,
So, is the whole building air conditioned, AC? Joe?
yes, classrooms are, and the library will be, and the administration will be. Cafeteria won't be, the auditorium won't be, and the gyms won't be, but, you know, we're focusing on the classrooms.
Down the road, could they be? or not?
Sure, anything they could do anything. But that could be another phase. We could certainly do the auditorium, in a few years down the road if they feel that there's a need. And the same thing with the cafeteria down below.
And the cafeteria was always more comfortable than the rest of the building.
Yes, because you're below grade.
Yeah.
What were
Okay.
those, Joe?
Those are actually the cross-country trail.
Okay.
That's out here. You can just leave that up on the kitchen.
Nice.
And I didn't pick the colors, but I gotta tell you,
I
they look
like the
pretty sharp.
colors, yeah.
Do the teachers like the colors? Well, they're not in there yet, right? Those teachers?
Yeah.
I think actually a few went over today. They were
Okay.
packing and some went over to the middle school to see their space and speak with the teacher who's currently in the classroom. So they'll be able to give us some feedback. I think it's exciting.
I gotta tell you, the middle school teachers, they've been the true heroes in this as well, because they've put up with the painting projects and, to come into the classroom on the Monday morning and have it, not the way they left it Friday, but they're good sports because, you saw what they're getting. They're getting a beautiful building, so they all know that.
Yep.
So it's working out really well.
We just did a tour through there. How anyone could not think that isn't money so well spent. It's incredible.
Yeah.
It's just an incredible, the media room itself is worth it, if you ask me. It's just phenomenal. It's just phenomenal. I guess moving down, just on the HVAC upgrades, Joe, you've done all the classrooms and you're working your way into the other common areas now. Yep. The parking lot expansion from last year, it seems like it works, the flow.
Yes, I don't know how else to describe it. It does work. I think our goal was really to get the 30 or 40 cars off of Swanson Road, and that seems to have happened. So
Yep.
now they're all queuing up inside. That was our big concern, is that people being, stuck out on Swanson Road.
Yep.
So it has worked. It figures our first year had to be the biggest snowfall on record, which was a little challenging. But you know what? It worked out well. We found that actually for the overflow of snow, they can push it into the way we designed. I think the guardrail over where the baseball, where the Pony League field is, it stops, so they're able to actually push all that snow right back further through there. So there's a learning curve, but you know what? I think it went well.
Yeah. If they could plow it this year, they can plow it any
Yeah,
year,
exactly.
so. And then, thinking ahead, next year, there'll be no cars on Swanson Road, no cars at Mary D. Stone, and no cars at JB. So, it should make a big difference, I think, so. Mary D. and JB, is there anything we need to go over with that, or?
No, the the reuse committee, Dottie Sutton, school committee member, is on that committee, and she reported last week that group has disbanded. They've made a recommendation to the town manager to have, Mr. Kosky, are you on that committee too?
Yeah,
Perhaps you want to,
They want to use Mary D. Stone for offices, for town offices and other things, and they're going to give JB to the Housing Authority.
Yeah. But through the chair, I think both will retain their names
Yeah.
and the facades. Is
Yeah,
that the
they're
plan?
gonna try, yeah.
Try to, yeah. Yeah. But we had very successful closing event on April 26th. Lots of community members were there, which was great. And we still have T-shirts, note cards, magnets for sale if anybody wants to buy any of the two schools. Nice sales pitch.
I'm sorry? So I guess that's about where we are. Money-wise, we should be fine, assuming, something doesn't really fall apart, but it shouldn't. And then I guess at this point, the next meeting, we'd probably want to sit down in September and maybe just go over with, how it all turned out, and They may do it for this committee, actually. Does anyone have anything they want to?
Is in the cafeteria, is that gonna be all new furniture, Joe?
It is not going to be all new furniture. All the tables that are there will remain just this. The cafeteria itself, the only thing that's going to happen in there are the 2 new restrooms, way up in the eastern end of it. Everything else remains, and the door to the kitchen gets opened up quite a bit to make the kitchen a little less claustrophobic.
Maybe when it's all done, we can take a tour.
Sure. I don't think you're going to see the same thing that you saw out back here, but sure.
Yeah.
Sure. So with that, maybe we want to schedule a meeting late in the summer and see what,
Sure. Okay.
So,
Are you gonna have, is it gonna be a computer lab?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Through the chair, do you want us to just wait and check, maybe like in late August or
I
so?
would think
and-
so.
Okay.
See how it's going.
We could even possibly hold the meeting right there at the school
Yep.
if you wanted to.
Yep.
That way we
We
could take
could
a
do
tour
that.
that night.
Yep.
That would be nice.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep, that would be fine. So, entertain a motion to adjourn unless someone has something.
Make a motion, we adjourn. How's that?
All those in favor?
All right.
Vote.